All right, let's dive right in to the fascinating world of blockchain technology. Picture this. Blockchain is like a digital ledger, but with a revolutionary twist. You see, unlike traditional ledgers, which are controlled by a single entity, blockchain is decentralized. This means that no single person or organization controls it. Instead, it's managed by a network of computers, also known as nodes. The architecture of blockchain is fascinating. Each block in a blockchain contains a list of transactions. When a block is completed, it's added to the chain in a linear chronological order, hence the term blockchain. Each of these blocks are interconnected through a process known as hashing. Like, in simple terms, a hash is a unique code created by a mathematical function. Each block contains a hash of the previous block, and this forms a chain of blocks. Now let's talk about how it operates. When a transaction is made, it's grouped with others that have been recently submitted into what we call a block. The nodes or computers within the network then validate these transactions and the user's status using algorithms. Once verified, this block of transactions is recorded on the ledger and added to the chain of previous transactions. A key point to mention here is that once information is added to the blockchain, it's extremely difficult to change or remove. This makes blockchain technology incredibly secure and reliable. As for security features, blockchain relies on advanced cryptographic techniques to ensure the integrity and security of the transactions. Remember the hash I mentioned earlier? Well, if someone tries to tamper with a transaction, the hash of the block changes, but the following block's hash doesn't. This discrepancy exposes the tampering attempt. So, in a nutshell, that's the fundamentals of blockchain. A decentralized, secure, digital ledger system that's changing the way we look at transactions and data sharing. A fascinating digital revolution, don't you think? Shifting gears a bit, let's now focus our attention on cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin. It's probably the name you've heard thrown around the most when it comes to the world of digital currencies. So, how does Bitcoin operate? Well, like all cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is based on blockchain technology. It's a decentralized digital currency with no central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network. When someone sends Bitcoin to another person, the transaction is grouped with others into a block and added to the Bitcoin blockchain. This is where miners come in. Miners are essentially nodes in the Bitcoin network that, put simply, work out a complex mathematical problem to validate transactions. Once the problem is solved, the block of transactions is added to the blockchain, and voila, the transaction is complete. As for the underlying technology, Bitcoin operates on a protocol known as proof of work, POW. It's this POW protocol that ensures the legitimacy of transactions and prevents double spending, a common issue in digital currencies. Now, let's touch on the principles of digital currency. At their core, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are designed to enable seamless, lower-cost money transfers, free from government intervention or control. Privacy and decentralization are fundamental principles here. Unlike traditional currencies, Bitcoin is created, distributed, traded, and stored with the use of a decentralized ledger system, known as a blockchain. And there you have it. That's a brief run-through of how Bitcoin, a trailblazer in the world of cryptocurrencies, operates. It's a digital currency that's setting the pace in a financial race toward the future where money has no borders, no central authority, and is safe and accessible to everyone.
Makes you wonder what's next, doesn't it?
Now that we've got a grasp on what blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies are all about, let's delve into their exciting potential applications and advantages across various industries. Firstly, let's think about blockchain. One of the most significant advantages of blockchain is its transparency. Because it's a decentralized system where all transactions are added to a single public ledger, it provides an unmatched level of transparency for transactions. And then there's the security element. Blockchain's inherent cryptographic protection provides a level of security that is far superior to traditional systems. This makes it exceedingly difficult for hackers or malicious actors to manipulate the data. Blockchain also removes the need for third-party intermediaries in transactions, which can significantly reduce costs and increase efficiency. This feature alone has attracted industries far beyond finance. For example, in supply chain management, blockchain can provide real-time, transparent tracking of goods and materials, offering greater visibility and efficiency. In healthcare, patient records can be securely stored and shared via blockchain, improving data integrity and interoperability. Now, let's switch gears to cryptocurrencies. The advantages here are also numerous. Digital currencies like Bitcoin offer the potential for lower transaction fees compared to traditional online payment systems. They also provide an avenue for people without access to traditional banking systems to send and receive money. Cryptocurrencies could also revolutionize the way we do business. Smart contracts, which are essentially self-executing contracts with the agreement, directly written into lines of code, can facilitate credible transactions without third parties. This could potentially reshape sectors like real estate, legal, and even entertainment industry. The applications and advantages of blockchain and cryptocurrencies are wide and varied. From finance to healthcare, supply chain to entertainment, these technologies are setting the stage for a digital revolution that could transform our world. It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, isn't it? If only we had the hoverboards to go with it. All right, before we just get too starry-eyed about the prospects of blockchain and cryptocurrencies, it's important to address the other side of the coin, the risks and challenges associated with these technologies. As promising as they are, they do come with their fair share of concerns. From a regulatory standpoint, cryptocurrencies are still very much in the Wild West. Because they operate on decentralized networks, they are often not subject to traditional financial regulations. This can pose challenges for governments and regulatory bodies trying to apply existing financial rules to these new types of transactions. And while blockchain is more secure than traditional systems, it is not completely immune to threats. As the technology evolves, so too do the tactics of hackers. There have been instances where hackers have exploited vulnerabilities in the software of some digital wallets, for instance, to steal funds. Privacy is another concern. Although transactions are anonymous in that they don't directly link to personal identities, they are still publicly visible on the blockchain. This means that if someone is able to link your identity to a specific blockchain address, they could potentially track your transactions. The volatility of cryptocurrencies is yet another risk. The value of cryptocurrencies can fluctuate wildly, and while this can lead to big gains, it can also lead to big losses. Lastly, there's the environmental impact. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin require a lot of energy to mine. This has led to concerns about their carbon footprint, especially given the increasing urgency of the global climate crisis. So, while the potential of blockchain and cryptocurrencies is undeniably exciting, it's essential also to navigate these waters with a clear understanding of the risks involved.
It's like the age-old saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
And in this case, that responsibility falls to both the users and the regulators of these technologies. Now let's move our discussion towards the future. It's time to explore how blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies could potentially reshape global finance, economy, and even society as we know it. Let's start with global finance. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain could ultimately democratize the financial system. By eliminating intermediaries, transactions could become more efficient, and the cost associated with them could decrease. This could open up possibilities for the billions of unbanked people around the world, giving them access to financial services and enabling them to participate in the global economy. On a larger scale, blockchain technology could streamline and simplify many financial processes. For instance, the use of smart contracts could automate routine processes, improve compliance, reduce fraud, and decrease the risk of financial disputes. Now, on to the broader economy. Blockchain has the potential to revolutionize industries beyond finance. For instance, in supply chain management, it could provide transparency, traceability, and efficiency like never before, fundamentally altering how goods are managed and moved around the globe. But the impact isn't just economic, it's societal as well. The immutable and transparent nature of blockchain could enable a new level of accountability and trust in areas like voting systems, identity verification, property records, and more. Yet, like any transformative technology, it's not all smooth sailing. As we discussed earlier, there are significant challenges and risks that need to be addressed, including regulatory issues, privacy concerns, and environmental impact, just to name a few. The future of blockchain and cryptocurrencies is still unfolding, and it's unclear exactly how these technologies will reshape our world. But one thing is for sure, they've sparked a digital revolution that is set to challenge, disrupt, and potentially transform our established systems.
Isn't it exciting to think about where we could be in a decade or two?